Hey guys, welcome back to 𝐸𝐸𝐸, the cooking channel that's not so useless. Today's video, we'll be making a classic childhood dish of mine, steamed chicken with mushrooms. This is a great dish that accentuates the tender and silkiness of steamed chicken, complemented by the pleasant earthy flavours of mushroom and dried lily flowers. And overall, it's just one of those dishes that's great with a bowl of rice. But before we begin, if you do enjoy this video, do consider subscribing for more videos. So to make this dish, we'll need the following ingredients: chicken Maryland, or the chicken leg for those outside of Australia, dried shiitake mushrooms, light soy sauce, cooking wine, dark soy sauce, oyster sauce, chicken powder, sugar, salt, white pepper, ginger, 𝐈𝐧𝐸𝐿𝐷, dried lily flowers, green onions, and cornstarch, or you can substitute with potato starch. For the quantities, we'll need 2 chicken Marylands, which was about 750 grams, around 8 dried shiitake mushrooms, although the quantity is up to you, 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce, half a tablespoon of cooking wine, a quarter teaspoon of dark soy sauce, half a tablespoon of oyster sauce, a quarter teaspoon of chicken powder, 1 teaspoon of sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, and then another half a teaspoon for the brine, a sprinkle of white pepper, or as much as you want, 2 to 3 slices of ginger, 1 𝐈𝐷𝐸𝐿𝐷, 20 grams of dried lily flowers, 2 green onions, and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. And with these ingredients, we'll need to do 3 key things: prep the ingredients, marinate them, and then steam the dish. Starting off, we'll want to rehydrate the dried lily flowers and dried shiitake mushrooms. Now that being said, rehydrating mushrooms is best done in big batches, as it can be quite time consuming, and they won't be quite as tender if you rush the process. At least for us, we've already got some frozen and rehydrated mushrooms that we can just simply thaw. If you want to learn how to rehydrate dried shiitake mushroom such that they're storable and can be used anytime for up to half a year, then be sure to check the video link in the description below. To rehydrate the dried lily flowers, just submerge them in some cold water and let them sit for half an hour. Moving on to our chicken Maryland, give them a quick wash to remove any unwanted organs, blood, and fats. Then bring out your cleaver, or any knife you have, and trim off the loose skin. Then start chopping the chicken Maryland into servable pieces. And again, let's have a close-up of that. After you're done trimming and chopping, this is the stuff you don't want, and this is the stuff you do. Now, if we look closely at the chicken, you can clearly see blood in the bones. And depending on how the chicken was chopped, the chicken bone may actually be splintered, and you definitely don't want to bite on one of these while eating. So we're going to brine our chicken for about 15 minutes, using enough cold water to submerge the chicken, and about half a teaspoon of salt mixed in. "15 minutes later, take the chicken out and just look at all the bone debris you've prevented from ruining your meal. Furthermore, you can see that the bone is less bloody in appearance. So with that out of the way, we're just going to let the chicken drip dry, or just pat it down with some paper towels. Going back to our dried lily flowers, After 30 minutes, drain them, and then wash through twice. Then cut off any dark end pieces, as they can be quite tough and unpleasant to chew. Next, we want to squeeze out as much liquid from the lily flowers to prevent them from sweating and ultimately diluting the dish's flavour when steaming. After that, we're going to tie knots in the flowers to prevent them from breaking apart when steaming. And with that, prepping the dried lily flowers is done. Moving on, give the 𝐸𝐷𝐿 and one of your 2 green onions a quick wash. Then cut and flatten a few slices of ginger. As well as the green onion stem. And chop the 𝐸𝐷𝐿. With our rehydrated mushrooms. Again, video link on how to rehydrate and store them in the description below. Squeeze out as much water as possible, similar to the lily flowers. Then cut the mushrooms in half. And with that, all the prep work is done. So in a bowl, toss in all of the ingredients, except for the 𝐸𝐷𝐿, mushrooms, lily flowers, and the cornstarch. Then give it a good mix through. Afterwards, add in the cornstarch. Now, this following step is completely optional, but we're going to add about half a tablespoon of vegetable oil to give the chicken some sheen. And finally, add in the remaining ingredients and mix. Make sure to add these 3 ingredients last, otherwise they'll soak up the marinade and end up too salty. Once you're done mixing, transfer them into your steaming dish, making sure not to pack them in too tightly. And for presentation's sake, turn the mushrooms over and evenly spread the ingredients. Then, just let the dish marinate for half an hour. After half an hour, we're ready to steam, so fill your steamer with quite a bit of water. Then turn the heat on high and let the water boil. Once the water boils, put in your dish and cover it. Now in hindsight, this plate was actually a tad bit too small, so do make sure you cover your dish completely, or just use some aluminium foil. Then put the lid on, and let it steam for 20 minutes. When the 20 minutes are almost up, be sure to have your second green onion washed, chopped, and ready on the side. After 20 minutes, carefully take the lid and cover off, making sure none of that condensation falls into the steamed chicken. Then quickly put in the green onion and lid back on. Turn the heat off and let the green onion cook a little for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, again, careful with the condensation, take your dish out. give the chicken a quick toss through to get that nice sheen. And with that, your steamed chicken with mushrooms is done. So guys, that was my family's recipe for steamed chicken with mushrooms. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you ever get the chance to make this at home, be sure to tell us how it goes. And if you want to see any of our future videos, be sure to subscribe. See ya.